What's up, everybody? I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. Hope everybody remembers what the weekend is about, what it was for. It was for remembering our veterans, and thank you to all the veterans out there. Just want to take a moment to say that. Now, let's get into what we're going to talk about here. So we all are aware, right? I hope you are aware of what's going on with this woke mind virus and how it's infecting the soul of our country, the soul of our nation. It is tearing us down, and the elites in both parties are using this to separate us and divide us, right? But I saw somebody sent me a very encouraging clip, okay? And this is a clip from Kasparian from the Young Turks. Now, I do watch the Young Turks occasionally. What? Are you serious? You watch? Yes, I watch the Young Turks. Why? Because I'm fair. I read the Daily News, very left. I read the New York Post, very right. I like to see both sides of the news and then make my own assessment. Now, I'm not going to say I watch the Young Turks every day or even every week. I don't, but I do check their clips out and see what they have to say. And I tell you what, most of the time I can't stand what Kasparian says. It's like some leftist, wacky nonsense. But there was something in this clip you're going to see. This is encouraging to me for us as a nation, because I tell you what, people are waking up. And if people like Kasparian are waking up, there's hope. Check out this clip.
Has placed Bo Young Lee, its head of diversity, on leave after she moderated a couple of employee events that made the horrifying mistake of including the perspectives of white female employees. After several years of diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings, making it clear that the inclusion part is really meant to exclude the, participation of white women.
And you see how she talks about what happened at Uber, right? Amazing. These people want to be inclusive. We want to include everybody, right? That's this whole inclusivity push, right? So when you include the perspective of a white woman, this woman is fired. So is it really inclusive? No. It's not, okay? It's absolutely not inclusive. And that's the whole point. The wool is being pulled over people's eyes. I always say, why is it the party or the group that says they're about peace, love, and inclusivity, the ones who cancel, shadow ban, censor the other side? I just don't get it. What I like to see is open debate and let the best ideas win. I've been in a lot of space calls lately on Twitter. Mario Norfall, if I'm saying his name correctly, does a lot of these. And what's really good is he focuses on making sure there's people on both sides that can get in there, discuss the ideas, and then I, as someone who's listening, take the best ideas that I think make the most sense. It may not be far on one side or the other, somewhere in the middle usually, right? But when one side is completely censoring half of the argument, well, how can anybody come to a conclusion that way, right? And that's what they want. They want, I believe, this whole thing is a brainwashing of the nation. And I'm really encouraged to see what Anna said there. There was another thing she said.
Making it clear that the inclusion part is really meant to exclude the, participation of white women. We've been conditioned to think that generalizations about entire groups of people is somehow okay, as if it doesn't contradict the fight against racism. We've taken the bait in this extremely successful divide and conquer strategy. And to be honest, I've been struck by how effortlessly callous the online discourse has become. Any out of context viral video that features a conflict with a white woman is automatically considered evidence of a racist act, even before we have all the details. The latest example involved a pregnant hospital worker named Sarah Comrie in New York. She was captured on video during an argument she had with a black man over a city bike in Manhattan. The man claimed that he paid for the bike rental, but Comrie disagreed.
No, record him. Help me! Please help me! This is not your bike. Please help me! This is not your bike. Please help me! Help! Please get off me!
What's going on?
The dominant online narrative was that this racist pregnant woman tried to steal a bike from a black man and then made herself out to be a victim with her white tears. Her attorney later provided receipts claiming that she in fact paid for the bike. But it felt like no one thought it might be a good idea to just wait and see what the truth was before attacking her. Her employer at Bellevue Hospital was immediately contacted. She was placed on leave pending an investigation. Now her attorney is looking to potentially sue media outlets that propagated false allegations about his client. But we still don't know the full story. And it's better to wait and see how this develops before people try to destroy a stranger's life and livelihood. Simply put, I absolutely loathe this crap. And I can't pretend like I'm above it because I engaged in a lot of it myself. And I have deep regrets about that. Karen hunting is a destructive symptom of the powerlessness people feel as they're more atomized and alienated from those around them. It's the abscess that forms from the lack of an organized movement that values the humanity of individuals while fighting institutions that propagate inequality.
She spoke about that incident that happened in New York City, right? And there's a key thing she speaks about. Why are we so quick to rush to judgment before the facts come out? I'm really impressed with Anna here. She made a lot of sense in this. There's more stuff she said there, right? But those two key points I think are really hit home. Is she starting to wake up? Are people on the left starting to wake up and realize that unfortunately leftism, communism cannibalizes its own? Okay, what she talks about is, why don't we just wait, get all the facts, understand it all, then make a decision on, it just makes total sense, and I'm so happy to hear her speaking logically. Now, a lot of times I've heard her speak logically before, and she goes right back to leftist nonsense right after, but this time she didn't. That whole clip, she really sounded very on point, very realistic, and I tell you, I would watch more and more of them if they took on these common sense viewpoints. What do you think about Anna Kasparian, what she had to say? A lot of people are saying, she's waking up. She's becoming woke on woke, as I like to say. Is that true? Is she becoming more aware of what's going on, but just kind of keeping the persona going? Because her audience is like hardcore left, right? So, a lot of her audience, if you read the comments too, a lot of people are like bashing her for it. Man, I tell you, good for her to be standing up for what she sees as right and having common sense. Let me know what you think about it. Really interesting. These are important issues, guys, because culture and the values of our nation is what holds us together. And that's what these elitists on both parties, that's why they want to tear us apart, because we become easier to control when our values are torn down. I'll catch you in the next one.